Every town has a place you're told never to go. In Grendale, it's Hollow Pines, a forest sealed off after the '97 incident. No one knows exactly what happened, only that 5 kids went in and none came back. 10 years later, 5 new teens crossed the gate for a TikTok challenge, but Hollow Pines doesn't care about your jokes, your phones, or your screams, because the forest remembers every name, and it always finishes what it started. It started as a dare. 5 teenagers from the quiet town of Grendale snuck out one October night to explore Hollow Pines, a long abandoned forest at the edge of town. Everyone had heard the stories. People go missing there. It swallows sound. The trees whisper back. But for Sam, Jamie, Tara, Malik, and Drew, it was just another TikTok challenge. They brought flashlights, snacks, and a speaker for creepy background music. Laughed as they crossed the rusted metal gate that read, "Land closed, 1997 incident." Jamie filmed everything. But something was wrong the moment they entered. The forest was too quiet. No crickets, no wind, no echoes. Just silence. 30 minutes in, Tara pointed at something in the dirt. A small wooden doll, crudely carved, sitting between roots. Its face was scratched out and its limbs tied with twine. Malik laughed. "It's like Blair Witch." He kicked it. That's when the speaker died. So did their phones. All at once. They decided to head back, but the path behind them, gone. Completely vanished. The trail was no longer there. Their flashlights flickered. Shadows moved. Wrong. Jamie whispered, "Guys, I think we're being followed." But when they turned to look, just the trees, watching. As panic set in, they stumbled across a clearing. At the center, an old wooden house, buried in moss, with the door slightly open, and a faint music box playing from inside. Tara stepped forward first, then everything went black. When Tara stepped toward the cabin, the forest swallowed the light. The music box stopped. And so did Tara. She froze at the doorway, like she couldn't move, couldn't speak. Sam ran to pull her back, but the door slammed shut behind her. Tara was gone. They screamed, pounded the door, kicked it, but it wouldn't open. Then, it did, on its own. Inside, nothing, just an empty cabin, dusty floorboards, an old mirror, and a small rocking chair, slowly moving. No Tara. Malik shouted for her. Jamie checked the footage, his phone, still dead. But when he looked through the camera lens, he saw her, Tara, standing behind them. But when he pulled the camera down, she wasn't there. "What the hell is this place?" Jamie whispered. They turned to leave, but outside the forest had changed. What was once the path back now led deeper. They walked for what felt like hours until they found it. A tree, gigantic, ancient. On its bark were carvings, symbols none of them recognized. Spirals, X's, children holding hands, and most disturbingly, 5 stick figures, the exact number in their group, except one of them was crossed out. A low humming began, not from a speaker, from inside the tree. The bark split, and something slipped out, a piece of paper, wet, faded, old. It read, "She was the first offering." Drew turned to Malik. "What do you mean, offering?" Before Malik could answer, his flashlight cut out. So did everyone else's. Total darkness. Something ran between them. Then, Malik screamed, not in pain, in terror. They turned the lights back on, and Malik was gone. No blood, no footprints, just his flashlight lying on the forest floor, still warm, and beside it, a second wooden doll, with Malik's shirt tied around its body. Jamie lost it. "We have to leave, now." But the trees were closing in, literally. Roots began to shift, curling toward their feet. Branches arched above like prison bars. Sam grabbed Jamie and Drew. "Run! Don't stop! Don't look back!" They sprinted. The forest screamed around them, and just when they thought they were safe, They stumbled into another clearing. At the center, 5 graves. Only 2 were empty, for now. Sam, Drew, and Jamie stood frozen in front of the 5 graves, 3 already filled, 2 still open. Each had a wooden cross with names carved in uneven letters. The first, Tara. The second, Malik. The third, Jamie's blood ran cold. No, that's not possible, I'm still here. Then they heard it. Faint music. The same music box tune from the cabin, now playing from inside the earth. Drew dropped to his knees and began to dig at his own grave. No way, this can't be real, it's just some psycho doing this. But when he pulled out a wet cloth bundle, his voice broke. Inside, his own phone, still powered on, recording. The timestamp, 3 hours into the future. Jamie turned to Sam. They're predicting this. It's already happening. We're being led into it. Suddenly, a voice behind them, whispery, childlike. You were chosen long ago. They turned, but no one was there. Just wind moving through the trees, except there wasn't any wind. They kept walking. The forest shifted again. Now they were back at the mirror cabin. Only this time the door wasn't open. It was gone. Just a blank wall of wood, with words scorched into it. Look at yourselves. The mirror inside glowed. Reluctantly, Jamie stepped in. What he saw made him scream. In the mirror, they weren't teenagers anymore. Their reflections were pale, gaunt, eyeless, with sewn mouths. Drew's reflection started to move on its own, grinning wide, even as Drew stood still. Then, behind the reflection, figures appeared. Dozens of children, all silent, all holding hands, all eyeless, and all watching. The mirror shattered. Drew collapsed. His skin had started bleeding from the veins, not cuts, but from the inside out. He began to choke, clawing at his throat. Jamie tried to help, but Sam held him back. It's too late. It's choosing now. Jamie shouted, panicked. What are you talking about? Sam looked down and whispered, I've been here before. Jamie froze. What? Sam stepped back into the shadows of the trees. Every decade, 5 are chosen. 1 stays, 1 watches. The others feed the forest. Jamie's breath caught. You knew? You brought us here? Sam didn't reply. He just turned and vanished into the trees. Jamie ran, but the trees were moving again, roots rising, grabbing, and from behind him, he heard Drew's final breath, then silence. Jamie stumbled forward, alone, sobbing, until he found it. A single sign, wooden, hanging crookedly from a post, carved with the words, "One always survives, so they can remember." Below it, a mirror. This time his reflection was alone, but behind him, a shadow waited. Jamie stared into the cracked mirror. His reflection was flickering. Behind him, the shadow grew closer, long arms, empty face, moving with no sound. He turned, but nothing was there. Just trees. Still. Watching. He walked, or ran. He didn't know. The forest didn't follow rules anymore. Direction, time, sound, all warped. He screamed, no echo, whispered, and the trees replied, "One always survives, but never leaves." Then he saw the stone circle. 12 moss-covered pillars, carved with runes, surrounded a blackened pit. In the center, a throne of roots, twisted and tall, and on it, Tara. But her eyes were gone, her mouth sewn shut, her skin pale like tree bark. She wasn't dead, but not alive. Jamie fell to his knees. "I'm sorry. I didn't know." The ground beneath him pulsed. From the pit below, roots emerged, thin and sharp, wrapping around his wrists, his ankles. The forest was claiming him. But before he was pulled under, a figure stepped out from the trees. Sam, eyes glowing faintly, skin like bark, no longer human. "I told you," Sam said. "One watches, one returns. You were chosen to be that one." Jamie screamed, "I don't want this!" But the forest whispered louder now. "You looked. You entered. You stayed." With a flash of blinding light, Jamie was dragged into the pit. 1 week later, search parties combed Hollow Pines. They found nothing. No cabin, no graves, no kids, just a new tree in the clearing, tall, fresh, and hanging from it, a wooden doll, crude, wet, wearing Jamie's hoodie. 10 years later, 5 more teens walked past the old gate. Rusty, faded. One pulled out a phone. "Ready? This'll go viral." They laughed as they entered. Somewhere, deep in the forest, a music box began to play.